Shamrock's fascinating journey. His report card sure looks bright. With a brand that's 23 years old and has 175 schools across India. We're talking about Amol Arora and his venture Shamrock and Shemford Group of Schools. Driven by the philosophy that if children enjoy schooling, learning will be effortless and natural. Amol has ensured his schools have a child-friendly environment. So we caught up with him at his Shamrock School in Rohini in West Delhi to find out more about his plans. While Shamrock is a preschool chain, Shemford is a higher secondary chain catering to K-12 students. Helping young minds grow, Amol has had an early start in the world of entrepreneurship. Before you could even complete your college education, you had opened the first franchisee in India. How has this helped Shamrock grow?
Here I don't have to invest anything. I have the know-how, so it's a question of now taking it to a new location and making it work there. So the franchising worked very well for us, and then from there on, it was just easy growth for me because real estate, the local partner sources, whether it's his own or on rent, finds the right real estate which will work in that particular location. For me, sitting in an office in Delhi and deciding what will work in Kashmir, which area is good, where will parents be happy to send their children, is a difficult call. It's all next to impossible. So that was done by the local partner. And then they bring their own resources to manage. They advertise well, look how the local markets will react. They customize our curriculum as well according to local needs. So we have the best practices collection and we have local know-how which fit very well in our franchise model. So our system is about learning by doing. So everything the children are taught, they're actually taught in a way that it is very interactive for them. They engage with that concept. So if they taught a concept of an apple, a normal preschool might say this, what is this? This is an apple, and show them maybe a picture of an apple, or the teacher will draw an apple on the board. We will bring apples to the classroom. Children will hold the apples. They will see animations of the apple. They'll do activities around apples.
With a start of 2,000 people across India, Shamrock and Shemford Group of Schools have seen over 1.5 lakh children walk through its gates. With initial investments from family savings, the venture today has touched revenues of 40 crore rupees.
Our revenue is completely on the fee that we get from children. The fee is decided based on the paying capacity of a particular area. What are parents used to paying? I don't do a cost plus thing or a fixed menu kind of fee structure which restaurants normally have. Here we have to look at the local market. What will work in the local market? What are parents used to paying? So it's not about whether the people have more money or less money. It's about their attitude towards spending for education. So our fee would range from 600 rupees per month. It goes up till 5,000 rupees per month.
How would you rate Delhi in terms of education? And what is the kind of potential that you see for yourself in Delhi?
Delhi has a good education system because here people have options. There are good preschools. People are aware of best practices worldwide. There are good preschools and K-12 schools who are running at an individual level as well and doing a good job. But when you go to smaller cities where they have lack of exposure, they see it on TV, their cousins in Delhi are going to Shamrock and other good preschools. Whenever we open in tier 3 towns, sometimes the response is phenomenal.
What do you think is lacking in the Indian education system? What is it that according to you needs to be done?
The unfortunate thing is we don't have land, we don't have real estate. Government has to find out some ways of getting more schools into the city. Now how do we do it? Either we use our afternoon resources, we use the government school infrastructure, we allow more classrooms to be built, we allow agricultural land to be converted into a school, which has not been allowed for right now. No school land has been given in the last 6-7 years to any school organization. So one is we have to increase the supply. Once supply picks up, all this hullabaloo about nursery admissions which happen every year at this time of the year will actually go down because people have more options then.
Having mastered the franchisee route in India, Shamrock and Shemford Group of Schools has crossed borders for expansion. With 150 preschools and 33 formal schools in 3 countries including India, Qatar and Doha, Amol is working on consolidating his operations and expanding both in the domestic market as well as international.
We are targeting India for pan-India expansion, the SAARC countries and the Middle East. So that's the next area where I see next growth coming from. So right now we've already entered the Middle East, we entered Nepal as well. So I think these are the areas where brand India education will do very well.
All right, Amol, we do hope you have a steady growth. Thank you so much for joining us on Young Turks.
Thanks so much for coming.
Well, that wraps up this special episode of Young Turks, but do catch us next week as we continue to focus on New Delhi. But next time, we will tell you what makes Delhi a creative hotspot. Do send us your comments, your feedback, and your suggestions to youngturks@network18online.com. Also, do visit our Facebook page. We've got the highlights of all our shows there. Join the Young Turks community. From all of us here, many thanks for watching. See you next week.
Sagar Public School, this is yours. For 10 points, here's my question. Shamrock, the oldest preschool chain in India established in 1989, has appointed which cartoon character as its brand ambassador? The time is up. Do you have an answer? No, they don't. Moving on to St. Joseph's.
Is it a pass question?
Yes, it passes to you.
Is it Donald Duck?
Is it Donald Duck? No, it's not Donald Duck. Jawahirlal Nehru.
Eating Chota Bheem.
Is it Chota Bheem? It is Chota Bheem. Good job. 5 points for you. Well done.
Preschool education is critical for toddlers in today's competitive environment. Recognizing this, the chain Shamrock Schools was established by a husband-wife duo to offer holistic development to young minds. Since 1989, these schools have been providing a vibrant and friendly environment and have already touched the lives of over 3 lakh children across India, Nepal, and Bangladesh. ET Now's Punita Verma reports.
There aren't many schools that kids cry to go to even on Sundays. Shamrock certainly has changed the definition of a school and altered perceptions. Established in 1989, this chain of pre-nursery and K-12 schools has rewritten the conventions by backing all of its education system with thorough research and development. You have been associated with Shamrock since 27 years. 1989, your parents conceived the brand, and you have been there since then. What was your role at the inception of the organization, and how has it evolved over 27 years?
Okay, my parents actually started the venture, as you said. So we had just come back from England, and my parents realized the difference in preschool education that is being offered in Delhi and what I had gone through in England as a preschool and a primary school child. Started our first preschool with colorful interiors, bright ideas, to have child-centered learning. So people were very skeptical of what kind of teaching is this, what kind of school is this. But it took off very well, and the response was good. So I, as a good student, as a good child, was helping my mother wherever I can, giving my ideas, having studied through those preschools, so I could share my inputs of why don't we do it this way.
In 2002, you took over as a managing director, and I believe that was the beginning of the corporate journey of Shamrock. So after you took over, what all changes did you make to the organization, and how did they benefit you in the long run?
So to scale up, we put in a lot of processes. We got an ISO 9001 certification. We built our own software, which still forms the backbone of the whole system. We put in a lot of quality audits processes. So all things were put in so that we could grow and manage that growth as well.
Started by Dr. D.R. Arora and Vimla Arora, the parents of Amol who now heads the organization, Shamrock was the first institution to have adopted the philosophy of alternative education for kids aging 3 to 5. A new fun-filled way of making kids learn struck chord with parents instantly. Shamrock says it was all R&D driven and nothing was experimental. You are expanding at a very fast pace, and when you do so, there's a very strong possibility of a trade-off between growth and quality. How are you maintaining the balance between the two?
For us, growth has to go hand in hand with the operational support. So we spend a lot of our time, energy and resources into supporting our branches, right from the setting up of the branch to the recruitment of the school head, to the training of the teachers, to the creation of the research-based curriculum, All these aspects are taken care of by us at the head office.
The company had three distinct phases of expansion. Ever since Amol took over in 2002, there has been rapid corporatization of the company. With Meenal's entry into the company, the management and back-end operations are strengthened to support the aggressive marketing and expansion of brand Shamrock. You are the brains behind the concept and philosophy of Shamrock, the institution of education, and you claim that there's a dearth of R&D in education sector. Why would you say so? And if there is such dearth, how are you filling the gap?
Here at Shamrock and Shamford, we begin with the child. We do all the research, we find out what are his learning milestones, his developmental milestones, his learning styles, his interests, his questions, and accordingly we frame our curriculum. And that is why it is made to be so interesting that children want to come to Shamrock and Shamford even on a Sunday.
The company, along with all its franchisees, registered a revenue of 100 crore rupees this financial year, making an unprecedented expansion since 2008. Shamrock has set up over 525 branches across India and abroad. The expansion rate was so high that it has even been registered in the Limca Book of Records. With the company looking at faster national as well as overseas expansion, the numbers are only looking up. You have already established yourself as a well-reputed brand in the country, and you've also gone overseas and established a few branches there as well. What is the way forward from here?
I think one is, of course, we'll keep growing across the country as well. We see a lot of potential right now. There's a lot of potential. We're also in talks with in different countries as well. So Southeast Asia, Northern Africa are two countries where talks are going on. Sri Lanka as well. So we expect that Brand India will take Brand India forward.
The company essentially works on a franchise model. Amol says that initial brand sharing came uninvited. The franchisees came seeking expertise to establish pre-nursery schools and ended up adopting the brand altogether. But now Shamrock branding does not come easy. The owners are firm on maintaining the replica of their original teaching model. Any deviation may lead to the franchise being stripped of the brand. Basically, you're working on franchise model. What are the pros and cons of adopting such kind of model for an education institution like yours?
We don't call our franchise development as franchise sales, like normally people. We're not selling, we are recruiting. So A is identify the kind of people which will make a franchise successful. So we look at whenever if something does not do well, we pick up and learn from that. That what could we have known before, done differently, so that this do not happen. So whether that location was really outside the city, maybe that city was not ready for a preschool, maybe that person was not built, maybe didn't have the investment. So those things we put as criteria for selection as well. So when we are recruiting franchises, we look at these aspects very critically. That if they don't match up to our standards, we are not scared to say no. And we have a very high rejection rate as well.
In a country where education is only a means to make it big in life, Shamrock has launched a unique initiative to give a right start and better nurturing to children. The company has certainly taken a big leap above the decades-old education system and seems headed in the right direction. Shamrock, India's first preschool chain, established in the year 1989. With more than 525 plus branches all over India, Nepal and Bangladesh. Managed by renowned educationists, over 350,000 parents have chosen Shamrock for their children. Let's hear it more from our parents. Why did you think of sending your child to a play school?
To become self-confident so that she can go next year in the formals. Basically, I'm more concerned about his eating habits. He didn't had anything at home, so basically बच्चे एक दूसरे को देख के सीखते हैं, so that's why.
Actually, nowadays we need to have more and more, environmental cues for the child, because previously it was like they're bound to home only, and at the age of 3 plus they used to go to formal school. But I guess that is not actually helping a child. So it is very important for us to give a proper environment like a school, which is we call pre-formal or preschool, so that they can accommodate with each and every actual situation they have to feel in a formal school.
How did you hear about us?
Newspaper, and it's been 9 years we are with the school. My niece and my nephews all were here.
Actually, I have heard about this school from some other part of the city and some friend, and then because the school has to be very close from the homes, and then we are some doing scanning in this area and found Shamrock, and then we decided let's go. Because of the premises, they have some open space.
I've heard from many parents, even my sister-in-law, she told me about the school, that's why.
First of all, I got to know from my friends, and many of my friends, their children are coming here. They've passed out from here, and they have very good reviews.
Why did you finally choose our school, Shamrock Heritage?
See, first of all, the faculty. I feel the faculty should be loving and caring, and the atmosphere and the environment your child is getting here, I would say it's more of love, affection, and care. So that is why she is here.
I chose the school because I've heard many, very positive reviews about the school.
Because I've heard from many people this is the best school.
How do you find the systems of education at Shamrock?
System is great. There's no doubt. That's why I have choose the Shamrock only. It's good. It's very good even. Rather I compare to other schools, it's best here. Teachers are good, faculty is good, and personal care is here. So it's fine, quite.
What changes have you noticed in your child?
I can say it has been about 2 months since she has started going to school, and I can observe that her overall expression skills, motor skills, like she has started drawing, dancing.
She's more confident, more talking.
As per her age, she learned so many things.
What are the best things about Shamrock?
Best thing is I am satisfied with the school because I am happy. My kid is happy. When she comes back and hugs me, and next day when she gets up and says, I want to go to Shamrock, that is the best thing for me. It's like ek bhi din she is not ki mujhe nahi jana, I don't want to. Kids are happy here. All of my kids were happy here, so even my second kid is here. My favorite thing is basically an ambience, here ambience, activities, and the behavior.
He's very happy. He doesn't even want to go back to home.
The best thing is that my kid is very happy here. That is what she doesn't want to go. She's the only child. When I'm taking her home, she will start crying, and all the way in the car, she will keep on crying. And when she reaches home, then somehow I have to appease her by giving some toffee and all. But she doesn't want to go home. That is one of the best things.
Will you recommend other parents to join Shamrock Heritage?
Yeah, I have recommended many people in my society to join Shamrock. Actually, I'm satisfying. Even I recommended my sister to join her child next year in this school only.
So I will definitely appreciate that. I will definitely recommend that people should come and have their child here.
Yeah, I will definitely recommend this because I also get recommendation from my good friends.
Definitely. In fact, I have already recommended to one of my friend who is already living some other part of the city. But yeah, definitely I will recommend to others also.
It's engaging her. That's really nice, Her time is not being wasted in a lot of other things. So 1 or 2 hours that she invests in it is pretty good, very well engaged. I understand that her motor skills and all that is being improved, and I'll say the coordination of the mind and the hands and the brain is all working well by doing all these activities.
डांस क्लास होती है, एरोबिक्स क्लास होती है, आर्ट एंड क्राफ्ट की क्लास होती है, फुल एंजॉय करता है.
I'm not giving him 100% of time, but yes, that live assembly he is enjoying definitely, and Zumba classes and all, I'm making him to enjoy. And this week only that house activity was there, drawing totally, you have noticed, he came, like he was aware his ma'am is coming. Mama, मैं बोलूँगा, मैं बैठूँगा. He came like just for 5 minutes only, but he came.
In the minimum posted about the stack race.
Yes.
So what we did, we took a cloth bag and we made a sack out of it, and he wanted it very well. And he enjoyed it.
जो भी आप भेजते हैं, जो भी आता है करिकुलम, वो ये सब इजी से कर पाता है.
Full of the experiential learning because it includes the rhymes, it includes the daily activities, including the family time, dinner, lunch, and the art and crafts. And the samples also are very good as well. And the samples are very, they are very well.
Indeed, a very, very good plan. It covers the entire day and covers all the aspects which a child should be doing in a day, including what she should eat in the breakfast, to how she should sleep and type of stories she should listen and rhymes and activities and everything. So the routine is absolutely brilliant. It's very good.
बच्चा ग्रोथ कर रहा है, बच्चा एंजॉय करता है. पहले ये आर्ट एंड क्राफ्ट को खुद नहीं कर पाता था, मेरी हेल्प चाहिए होती थी, और अब इसको खुद से ही लगा रहता है कि मैं खुद सब कुछ करूँगा. सीजर भी खुद यूज करनी है, और मतलब सैंडविच भी उसने इसने खुद मेक किया खुद से, तो इसको खुद से लगा रहता है कि मैं खुद सब कुछ अपने आप कर लूँगा.
Art and craft, he loves art and craft.
The activities which you people put in the family time, they are really nice activities. In fact, there was one activity which was knitting a story or something like that. Color concept, like everything, what feet, his toy or like tomato, anything he picks up and he tells this is red color, yellow color. Though he gets confused between yellow and orange, but at least he tries. 10 out of 10. There's no shortcomings in it. As a parent, I don't see it.
Madam, 10 out of 10.
10 out of 10.
The teachers are also very nice, humble, and very supportive. So I would definitely recommend this school.
स्कूल अच्छा है, और मैडम जैसे हम लोग आपसे इंटरेक्ट हुए हैं, आपसे बातचीत होती है, तो मैडम भी अच्छी है, स्टाफ भी सारा अच्छा है.
This is the best school. Concepts and all, they're teaching in a very nice manner. I have told to my manager also in my office. She wanted to put one of her sons. So otherwise, I recommended her also. Like this timing is like for the working couples, it's fine. 9 to 5 timings you're offering. That is also the plus point in Shamford.
And my husband went there. It's under the gut feeling. Yeah, this is the school that you want them. That is suitable for the human. Be it the infrastructure wise that we have seen, be it the many things, be it the cake, the birthday room that you guys have. I love space, we like it. And even the small doors that you have made for spaces for the children.
Because I like the system of education that Shamrock and Shamford Group of School provides to students.
Shamrock is one of the best brand in India at the moment.
I compared all the different play schools available in India, and I found Shamrock to be the best.
In present days, Shamrock is a very renowned brand in pan-India.
I joined this because I heard its name, and likewise it is very popular, and it gives the best platform for students' future. The school has lots of potential to grow.
It is a well-known brand, a reputed brand with play schools all across the country.
Its curriculum, that is very different, and secondly, I would like to say the training sessions and webinars.
Well, the academic curriculum, the Shamford is providing us the support they are providing us regarding to the curriculum is outstanding.
Shamrock is having a very good, unique curriculum. The academics are very strong, good.
Shamford is completely different, the kind of system it is, the education that it provides, and the best part is it is completely based on theme and value-based education that we have. It's child-centered.
Parents are feeling proud because their students are becoming the Shem stars of that locality.
they are extremely happy. They are very supportive and appreciative of the effort which the school has taken up.
When a child was admitted in my school, the growth which I have seen, the graph of the students in my school personally, which I had observed, was overwhelming. And even the parents were happy to see the results and growth of their child.
In the previous school, they were very quiet. Right now, they don't have that stage fear. They are ready to speak. They are ready to have fun. They are ready to learn new things every day. They have become more confident.
Definitely, I would.
Definitely.
Yes.
If you want to open a school, then you must go for Shamrock and Shamford Group because their curriculum is too good.
Shamrock, whether you take it as a franchisee or join as a student, that's the best.
Taking the franchise of Shamrock is worth taking.
Company had three distinct phases of expansion. Ever since Amol took over in 2002, there has been rapid corporatization of the company. The expansion rate was so high that it has even been registered in the Limca Book of Records. With the company looking at faster national as well as overseas expansion, the numbers are only looking up.
I think one is, of course, we'll keep growing across the country as well. We see a lot of potential right now. There's a lot of potential. We're also in talks with in different countries as well. So Southeast Asia, Northern Africa are two countries where talks are going on. Sri Lanka as well. So we expect that Brand India will take Brand India forward.
Hello everybody, how are you all doing? This is Jaina Dharani. Welcome to the session on how to open a successful school. I am Jaina Dharani and it is my pleasure to welcome you today to this power-packed session in which we will cover what it takes to open a successful school. The session will be held by one of Asia's most awarded and most respected educators. Over the past 20 years, friends, he has successfully and truly successfully mentored and guided hundreds of entrepreneurs to set up and successfully run preschools, primary schools, and K-12 schools across India, Nepal, and Bangladesh. For the past few years, his school chain has been experiencing exceptional growth. And
Thank you, Dilnas. Thank you for that lovely introduction. Welcome everybody to this program on how to open a successful school. So if you're serious about opening a school, then you're in the right place. So welcome everybody, welcome and to everybody, because opening a school is one of the best things. Now that schools are opening all over the country, a big welcome to this session. So before we start, I'd love to know, where are you from? Where is everybody from? I'm from Delhi. I'd love to know where everybody is. कहाँ से हैं आप? Please chat में लिखिए. Which city are you from? Let me know. Come on. Let me welcome you all personally to the session. Let's see who all are here. Let's see. We are from Tripura, Karnataka, Assam. Welcome. Suraj from Bihar. Rasul from Bihar. Raipur, Madhya Pradesh. From Dehradun. Welcome. From UP, from Muzaffarnagar, from Goda, from Lucknow, Goregaon se, Odisha se, Lakhimpur Kheri se, from Kerala, Kannur, Amritsar se, Manipur, Salem. Welcome everybody. So good to see everyone over here. And if you are serious about opening a school, then you're in absolutely the right place. So because today I'm gonna help you to understand the success secrets on how you can open a successful school even if you have zero background at all. Let's see, running a school is not easy. Schools are starting, some schools start ho rahe hain pure India mein, but running a school is not easy. Running a school is challenging, but running a school is also very rewarding. So I can't teach you in 10 minutes how to run a school. 10 मिनट में नहीं सिखा सकता कि स्कूल कैसे चलाना है. तो इतना easy हो तो सब schools अच्छा चलते, right? So I need your time. So how many of you are ready to commit 90 minutes with me here? Write down I commit. Let's see who's ready to commit 90 minutes. Because if I could finish in 10 minutes, you know, अगर आप जल्दी जाने का सोच रहे हैं ना, तो अभी चले जाइए. Because it's like if you watch a cooking show and you leave after 15 minutes, you'll not know how the dish will turn out. समझ नहीं आया कि बनाया क्या, right? So if you want to really focus, then you have to ensure that you're focused. And how many of you are ready to commit 90 minutes? Right now, come on, I commit. See, because then I need that time so I know that you're serious. Yes, those of who's ready to say I commit, because then if you're focused, then you'll take so much. Rohan, Amrita, Dr. Abrar, Dinesh, Harshit, Prashant, Big Boss is also ready to do that. Shweta, I commit. Thank you for that. Because those of you who say I commit, I'll give you some free gifts. I have some free gifts so I can ensure that you make the most of it and you stay on. Who likes free gifts? Write down FG in the chat box. Who likes isko chalte free gifts? Write down FG. Like we likes free. I love free gifts. You know. Chetali, Sohit, Chao, Subodh, brilliant. Because if you like free gifts, then I have some free gifts for those of you who are ready to take action, who are serious, who are willing to commit for the next 90 minutes. I'll tell you how you can keep your family safe. I'll give you a checklist. I'll tell you how you can get ebooks and magazines free of cost, newspapers every day, free of cost. Then you can get a list of 25 academic modules. I'll give you this checklist to you. A list of 25 academic modules that every school entrepreneur must complete before launching a school. So I'll give this list to you and tell you how you can get this list. And most importantly, I'll tell you, I will answer all questions that you have. आपके जो भी सवाल है स्कूल खोलने के बारे में, अभी कोई भी questions हो, I will answer them in the next session. I will not end this session until all the questions that you have about opening a school are fully answered. That'll be good, right? So these are my gifts to you. Why can't I answer right now? Because it's at the end of the session. So what will we cover in the next 90 minutes? We're going to cover a lot. We'll talk about the land, the area, investment. We'll talk about government approvals for play schools, primary schools, 10+2 schools. We'll talk about the impact of COVID-19 on the school sector. So 90 minutes I'll be speaking, 30 minutes of question and answer. So अगर आप में से कोई prepaid connection पे है, data को upgrade कर दीजिए. Because you're going to learn so much now, and do not miss the session because sir data khatam ho gaya. So it's 9:07, so 7:07, so about 9 o'clock, 9 baje tak we'll finish, right? So we'll cover all this. But before we begin, we're going to learn so much in the next 2 hours, right? But before we begin, can I give you my short background? Some of you know me, some of you are seeing me for the first time. Just write yes if it's okay. Can I give a short background about myself?
Would it be okay? Because see, it will help you give a context. जब मैं किसी को सुनता हूँ, I want to know where are they coming from? Who is this person? Where is their experience coming from? It will give you a context, right? Amrita, Abdul, Shweta, Gangaram, Lakveer, thank you so much. Right? So Jawad, thank you so much for that. So it will help you, right? Brilliant, brilliant. Well, my parents started the Shamrock and Shamford. I run 2 brands which are behind me, the Shamrock and Shamford local schools. My mother was looking for a play school for my sister, and she's considered the mother of modern day preschooling. She did not find anything she liked way back in 1989, and she opened what was India's first child-friendly preschool in India in North Delhi in 89. The school did very well. We filled up, we opened a second school, that did very well. And from there, my father started franchising. So my father was the person to start the concept of school franchising in India way back in 1991. Meanwhile, I was always supporting my family to it. I did my mechanical engineering from Delhi College of Engineering. I've studied in 12 different schools. Since my parents were professors in different universities, I've worked in IT. I got a scholarship to do an MBA. Then my boss told me that I should go back to India because he said, when I talk about Shamrock, my preschools, he said, your face changes. When you talk about Shamrock, this is what you're meant to do. Because when you talk about Shamrock, you suddenly go into a zone. Shamrock was about 25 schools at that time, 20 nursery schools in Delhi at that point in time. Not a very big. I said, I'm just helping my parents. It's not meant to be my profession. So he said, no, go back to India and make it big. So I came back to India, and I'm honored to say, friends, I'm one of India's most awarded educators. I actually created a system called the Instant School Success System. The Instant School Success System is a formula that I have created through which I have helped over the past 30 years more than 600 entrepreneurs successfully run nursery schools, primary schools, 10+2 schools all over India, Nepal, and Bangladesh. I'm present in 27 states, 9 union territories of India. We're opening more than 1 school every week. In 2013, we were in the Limca Book of Records for opening the maximum schools in the shortest possible time. Today, we are the world's largest educator-owned, educator-run school chain. 4 lakh children have studied from my schools. I have been asked to share my success story at forums in Southeast Asia, Middle East, all over India, of course, Europe. The government of Estonia also invited me to share the success story for the benefit of educators in that country. And I've been featured in CNBC Young Turks, Zee Business, most newspapers and magazines. For the past 5 years, I have been the Vice President of the Early Childhood Association of India. My YouTube channel today, friends, pay attention. My YouTube channel is the #1 channel for school entrepreneurs, and it has got more than 12,000 subscribers to it. So here's my link. It's my link here. Yeah, you can go and sorry, not this one. This is for the session. Give me a second. Let me just tell you what. So my session, my channel has more than 12,000. Yes, there it is. This is go subscribe. Also, I have a social media community of school entrepreneurs, which I'll share with you if you want to join that. Let me give that also if you want to join it quickly. It's a group on an application called Telegram. Telegram is the world's fastest growing messaging app. So you can go and subscribe. So if you're excited to learn from me, write down excited in the chat box. Who's excited to learn from me? Write down excited in the chat box. Who's looking forward to learn from me? Because and also some more exciting news. My book is coming out very soon. The A to Z of running a successful school. Your book very, very soon. It's be coming out in the publication. So I will be sharing this on my Telegram group. Go and click on Telegram, and I'll share that how you can also get a copy of that book. But the real reason why I'm sharing you is, kyun bata raha hu this story, is because the greatest feeling is it's not the award. The real reward is not the awards. It's not the name and fame. It's not the money, in fact. For me, the real happiness is that I get to do what I love. And that's the first question that you have to ask yourself. Why do you want to open a school? See here, if you have questions about opening a school, questions हैं आपके school के खोलने के बारे में, you see a Q&A button. Q&A button दिख रहा है, Q&A. So please ask your questions there. If you ask in English, I'll answer in English. अगर आप हिंदी में पूछेंगे, मैं हिंदी में answer करूँगा. So the real important thing is the why. The questions everybody you have in your mind is, sir, what is investment? Sir, how much children? Sir, how do I open in rural area? Sir, मैं बच्चे कैसे लाएंगे? Sir, parents कैसे trust करेंगे? These are questions you have. These are how and what questions. But the important question I want to ask you is the why. Why do you want to open a school? Can you write on the chat box, everybody? Why? What is your reason for opening a school? Why are you interested in opening a school? Ask yourself this question. This is very, very important. Because see, if your reason to open a school is just money, and I said, school खोलना है, that's your why is this small. Yeah, in my eyes, that's a small reason. Because for you, if it makes no difference कि मैं boutique खोलूँ या restaurant खोलूँ या salon खोलूँ या school खोलूँ या hotel खोलूँ, then it makes no difference. Then the reason is just money. You're opening a school only for money, or why is this? And a big challenge comes, like COVID-19, right? एक साल पहले COVID आ गया. So what happened? The why is small, the challenge is big. What's going to happen? You're going to run away. But if your why is big, आप स्कूल क्यों खोलना चाहते हैं, वो बड़ा है. And the same challenge comes. See, with us, it's been 18 months. We have not stopped. We have grown. I've got children enrolled in my online school program from 8 countries. From 8 countries, I have children enrolled in my online program. Because मेरा why, this is what I'm meant to do. COVID आएगा, चला जाएगा, खत्म हो रहा है COVID, endemic आ गया, schools खुलने शुरू हो गए. But for me, this is what I want to do. This is, in fact, proven to be the one success factor. I think is very, very important. Because as I said, right, मैंने क्या बोला था? Running a school is not easy. Right, running a school is not easy, but running a school is very rewarding. It's very rewarding. बहुत अच्छा लगता है इस काम में. But so why do you want to open a school? So thank you for sharing. Thank you for sharing. And it's good. I mean, see, this the answer that you're giving is not for me. मेरे लिए नहीं answer. आपने लिखा, thank you so much. I appreciate that. It's for yourself and it's for other entrepreneurs जो इस time room में हैं, for them to read. Why do you want to open a school? Because if your why is strong, the how is easy. Note कर लीजिए. If the why is strong, the how is easy. Because how? See, let's for example, admission कैसे लाएं? Today, Facebook is one of the best ways to get admissions. But 5 years back, answer was Google. Google ad दीजिए. उससे 5 साल पहले था, sir, handbills, newspaper में handbill डलवाइए, events कीजिए. So the events to Google to Facebook, the strategies will always keep changing. I don't know. Today I was reading newspaper. Snapchat is coming back. Maybe Snapchat becomes bigger than Facebook in the next 5 years. We don't know. So what and how will change? Your why will not change. So good, awesome. Thank you for sharing. Thank you, awesome. And I hope you read each other's answers. And it's inspiring, right? So this is very important. In fact, I do a workshop called Find Your Why, Find Your Purpose in Life, in which in 90 minutes I help people find their purpose in life. Kabhi mauka mile, if you ever get a chance to do it, this is my most powerful workshop. Because most people are drifting through life, and this will help you find your why. In fact, can I also give you the why for this workshop? ये workshop क्यों कर रहा हूँ मैं? Have you thought of this? If I'm going to give you so much value in the next 2 hours, why am I doing this for free? Yes, can I give that answer to you? Has that question come to your mind? Why is this workshop being done? Why am I doing a workshop? If I have 60,000 children studying in my schools, if I have 600 schools across 3 countries, why am I doing this workshop for you? Can I answer that? See, the reason is, running a school, as I said, I'm saying it again for the 3rd time, is challenging. See, to guide you, Amrita, good answer. But why am I bothered? मुझे क्या फर्क पड़ता है? Amrita, so you said to guide you. Right. Let me tell you. Schools keep opening and schools keep closing. Why? Have you noticed that a lot of schools fail also, right? Why? The reason is, if you do anything without knowledge, without training, you're bound to fail. If you do your आप 12th के बाद medicine practice करना शुरू कर देते हो without doing an MBA, you say अब मुझे डॉक्टर बनना है, what's going to happen? A lot of people are going to die at your hands. So learning from your own experience is the most expensive way to learn. If I give you my car keys, जाइए गाड़ी चलाइए, and you've never practiced, you've never been trained on how to drive a car, you will crash my car, right? So similarly, without training, without reasons, people open a school. See, focus here. People open a school because they have the passion. What your whys that you're giving me is the passion. This is all passion. You want to open school because you're passionate about giving back, you're passionate about doing something for your community. आपको है कि हमारे एरिया में अच्छा स्कूल खोले. You're opening a school because of passion, but schools close, fail because of lack of skills. And these are two separate things. People open schools because of passion, but they close because of a lack of skills. Okay, today एक rule बनाते हैं today. Whenever you hear something which your light bulb moment, where your mind goes on, right? Where your bulb goes on today abhi ke liye. Let's make this fun. I want you to write down in the chat box, boom, BOOM. वकार में हिंदी में इसलिए नहीं बोल पाऊंगा because बहुत लोगों को हिंदी नहीं आती है. Yes. So when you write boom, you know what happens? Boom से दो चीजें होती हैं. One, when you say boom, it registers in your mind. आप भूलेंगे नहीं उस बात को. Secondly, when you write boom in the chat box, everybody else who's not paying attention, they also say, oh क्या हो रहा है, because कुछ लोग ना कई windows खोल के बैठे हैं, WhatsApp check कर रहे हैं साथ. So उनके लिए they say, what happened? What did I miss? All right, so good. Thank you for those booms. All right, so let's come back to why am I doing this? So what happened? Schools open because of passion, but they close because of lack of skills. And because I'm in the industry, when I analyze why did a particular school close down, the sad thing is, I realize that most of the reasons why a school closes down are avoidable reasons. मतलब अगर किसी ने उनको बताया होता कि ऐसे नहीं ये कर रहे हैं, वो स्कूल आज भी चल रहा होता. So this is something sad. And when a school closes down, it's sad for the whole community. Because that entrepreneur, somebody who's passionate, decides, मैंने स्कूल खोला, चला नहीं, चलो मैं रेस्टोरेंट खोल लेता. He opens a restaurant, he opens a hotel, he opens a boutique. And we lost that person who could have potentially impacted the lives of thousands of children. Then, when the school closes, mostly क्या होता है? They run out of money. They have a cash flow problem. And because of cash flow, they can't pay the salaries. When they don't pay the salaries, the teachers are left hanging. Teachers can't hang session के बीच में. They will not get a job in the middle of the school session. So, they also have rents, they have expenses, and they will not get a job now. In the next session, the children have to move to a new school now because the school's shut down. And adjust to a new teacher, a new way of learning, a new system. It's difficult for children. जो parents ने आपको trust किया, अपने बच्चों को आपके school में डाला, now the parents have to move to another school. Pay the fees, buy the books, uniform, diaries, सब कुछ दोबारा खरीदना पड़ेगा for no fault of theirs. So as a result, when a school closes down, the whole community gets impacted. So I thought, how do I change this? Because see, MBA will not help you. MBA से help नहीं मिलेगा. MBA talks about short-term wealth maximization for the company. Education में you can't think short-term. Short-term नहीं सोच सकते आप. In fact, school में जो success mindset है is opposite of MBA. MBA thinks short-term. Education you have to think long-term. Then B.Ed होता है. But B.Ed will teach you theories of teaching and learning. Will not tell you how to run a school. So as a result, schools keep opening, schools keep closing. So I thought, how do I change this? If people like me who have a success formula, I already have a success formula through which anyone with no background can be successful, why don't I share some part of it with everybody? And I don't want money to be a reason, because आपसे पैसा भी मांगो तो थोड़े से पैसे मुझे कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ने वाला. I don't want money to be a reason why somebody doesn't come. Because किसी से पैसा मांगो सोचते हैं, अच्छा मैं आऊँ ना free है, चलते हैं. So I didn't want money to be a reason why you didn't come for this workshop. So that's why I'm doing this for free. And that's why this session is happening, because I don't want schools in India to close down. I want you to, whenever you decide to open a school, that you be successful. You take my learnings from me so that you run a successful school. In fact, can I tell you a secret? Your goal is not to open a school. Goal is not to open a school. Your goal is to run a successful school. Write down boom in the chat box if you understand the difference. Your goal is not to open a school. School खोलने में क्या बड़ी बात है? Anybody who has money can invest and open a school. What is the big deal in that? Do you change your community? Are your parents, your family proud of you? जब आपने school खोला? No. Your goal is when you run a successful school. So today's session will help you towards that. Because अगर आप पूछेंगे मुझसे सबसे पहले, okay, everybody is asking what is the first question on your mind? What's the first question? Investment, right? Investment. Sir, कितना investment लगेगा? I could have told you play school 4 lakhs, primary school 10 lakhs, 10 plus 2 school 1 crore plus land. हो गया? Session khatam, webinar khatam, finish webinar. That's it. That's a short answer. But this is the answer to the question if you want to know how much investment to open a school. But that will not make you successful. मैं shortcut नहीं देना चाहता आपको. Because my aim for you is not to open a school but to run a successful school. Are you clear with this? अगर मैंने आपको इन्वेस्टमेंट बता दिया फिर क्या होगा? क्या 5 लाख रुपए लेके प्ले स्कूल खोल दिया क्या चलेगा नहीं चलेगा? That is a difficult one. That is what you need to understand. So can I explain to you the details of investment? Would you like to know the strategies of investment to open a successful school? Yes or no? क्या पहले आप वो सीखना चाहेंगे? उग्रदेव ठाकुर says yes, Samina says yes, Faiza says yes, बाकी लोग what about everybody else? Let's get into detail right now. आज बहुत ज़्यादा टाइम नहीं है, आज ज़्यादा टाइम नहीं है, but still because this is the first step. यहाँ गलती होगी ना, तो your marketing strategies and all are later on. But पहले let's talk about the investment so you're clear कि मुझे जाना कौन से रास्ते हैं. Because people ask me, sir, how much investment? I gave you the answer, but that's a wrong question and that's a wrong answer. You should not ask, sir, how much investment? School खोलने के लिए sir investment कितना चाहिए? गलत answer है. एक गलत question है, sorry. So let me explain to you why. Rather than asking me, sir, how much investment required? कितना पैसा चाहिए? मैं ये पूछना चाहूँगा कि आपके बजट के हिसाब से कौन सा स्कूल खोलना चाहिए? Today you have different options. अगर आपके पास crores of rupees हैं, आप 10+2 स्कूल खोलो, 10+2 senior secondary school, 5 acre, 10 acre, 20 acre campus, centrally air conditioned building, 5-star school खोलो, खोलिए. You can do that. If you don't have that much money, you can open a primary school, rented building में खोल सकते हैं, 8-10 कमरों के साथ with 10 rooms, you can do that. If you don't have that much money, you can open a play school, kindergarten, आप घर में खोल सकते हैं, 3-bedroom ground floor location चाहिए, you can do that. अगर उतना पैसा भी नहीं है 4-5 लाख रुपए, then you can open a digital school, जो कि 50-60 हजार रुपए में आप digital school जो घर बैठे बैठे on a laptop you can open a digital school, an online school. It's a new model which has emerged. I'll talk about it, थोड़ा सा बताऊँ कैसे खोल सकते हैं आप. अगर 40-50 हजार रुपए में नहीं है तो you can go and volunteer at a government school. उससे भी समाज में change आएगा. So अगर आपको you want to bring about change in your community, in the society, you have different options ranging from crores of rupees to no money at all. It's about understanding what are the success factors. So the question that you should not ask is, sir, how much money required? The question that you should be asking is, with the money that I have, what kind of school should I open so that I become successful? That's the right question. Sir, kitna paisa लगेगा? That's a wrong answer. So with the budget that I have, you all have different budgets. It's okay. Find out the model of schooling in which you will be successful. और अगर समझ नहीं आया तो एक लेवल छोटा आ जाओ. 10+2 से middle से primary से play school digital. Start smaller. Next year फिर upgrade कर देना. Upgrade next year. It's okay. But the biggest reason why schools close down is cash flow. Money, investment. They don't understand the cash flow of a school, the profitability and how they are going to. And let me help you with that. Because as I said, your goal is not to open a school, it's to run a successful school. So सबसे पहले बात करते हैं कि पैसा लगता कहाँ है. Let's talk about where does the money go in a school. School goes into construction, making a building, interiors. If you take a building on rent, आप rent पे लेते हैं. Safety like CCTV cameras, water purifiers, RO, power backups, generator, inverter. फर्नीचर चाहिए टीचर्स के लिए, बच्चों के लिए, स्पोर्ट्स फैसिलिटी. अगर आउटडोर प्ले एरिया और गैलेक्सी M20 में बताता हूँ इसका आंसर. I'll tell you this answer. Sports outdoor play area, swing, slides, hiring teachers, training teachers, launching your school, stock of books and uniforms. So आपको books and uniform में invest करना होगा because when admissions come, तो you have to give them a book set. Marketing your school, if you're setting up labs and toys, teaching aids. So these are the components of investment. यहाँ पर पैसा आपका लगता है. Let's understand this first. So you say, sir, I have 10 lakhs, okay. I have 50 lakhs, I have 10 lakhs, I have 15 lakhs, I have 20 lakhs, I have 4 lakhs, I have 3 lakhs. Okay, jo bhi number hai, let's understand. Let's maybe help you. You'll get clarity. You'll get clarity. That's a good question. So first step is, this is where the money goes at whatever school. Are we all clear with that? Are we all clear with this? Right? But there is one more element. There is one more element that I did not tell you. मेरा ऐसा एक element और था जो मैंने बताया नहीं, which causes most schools to close down because in the school entrepreneurs forget that one component. एक ऐसा component है जो मैंने cover नहीं किया investment का, which people forget about and which causes most schools to close down. Would you like me to share? Write down yes in the chat box. Let's see who wants to learn this. Write down yes in the chat box. Who wants to know this? No, nobody? जानना चाहिए वो ऐसा कौन सा चीज है, एक इन्वेस्टमेंट कंपोनेंट जिसकी वजह से सबसे ज्यादा स्कूल बंद होते हैं और लोग भूल जाते हैं. Because you might think, sir, but you've covered everything. Yes, I've covered everything in setting up a school. It is, yes, SRV Suganya. It's called the working capital. The working capital. What is working capital? Let me explain to you. Working capital is, see, when you start a school, you have some expenses. कुछ खर्चे आपके day one से होते हैं. Like what? Can somebody share the chat box? What are your fixed expenses when you have zero revenue? When you have zero students in the first day, when आप school launch करते हैं, if you have zero students, what are your fixed expenses? Can somebody share? वो कौन से payments हैं जो जानी? Yes, brilliant. Thank you so much. Salaries, rents, maintenance, advertisements. ये खर्चे जाने हैं. These expenses are there, and your revenues are zero. धीरे-धीरे admissions होगा and revenues will start increasing. One day, your revenue will reach your expenses, where through your revenues you are able to cover the cost of running a school. This point is called, what is this point called? Break-even point. Break-even point, right? यानी कि जब आपका खर्चा और revenues match कर जाते हैं. So the time from launching your school to the break-even point, this period, this gap between higher cost and lower revenue, this deficit is called the requirement of working capital. पैसा चाहिए break even, जितना break even पहुंचेंगे उसके हिसाब से. Now please understand, the working capital requirements in different kind of schools are very different. Very different. For example, अगर आप 10+2 खोलते हैं, 10+2 school, you need to have a very large working requirement capital. बहुत ज़्यादा 2-3 साल का खर्चा होना चाहिए आपके पास when you open a 10+2 school. You can't expect to be in positive cash flow in the first year. हो जाता है, but normally not. So why do you need a large capital? Because you need a large team. If you open a 10+2 school, you need music teachers, dance teachers, martial arts teachers, subjects teachers for all, accountants, receptionists, gardeners, security guards, principal. You need so many people. So सबका salary जाना पड़ेगा, even though you have zero revenue. So you should be able to survive 2 years. So normally about 50 lakhs of working capital is required in a 10+2 school. नहीं है land के अलावा 50 lakhs for construction, 50 lakhs for working capital. नहीं है तो मत खोलिए, open a primary school. See, your goal is not to overstretch yourself. School खोलना goal नहीं है, please. Again and again I'm saying that. Open a primary school next year कर लेना, क्या जल्दी है? And with the primary school it's much easier. You can, because you need one teacher per classroom. And you can open on rented premises. आपको बनाने की जरूरत भी नहीं है, आप किराए पे खोल सकते हैं. So you can open a primary school on rented premises. So your investment suddenly comes very low. The fixed costs are very low. Fixed cost कम हुआ, working capital बहुत कम हुआ. If you don't want to invest that much, also you have the play school model. Play school you can start with 3 employees. 3 employees have play school start कर सकते हो. 1 teacher, 1 maid, and 1 security guard. जो guard peon at the gate. So with 3 employees you can start a nursery school. So that means that you are able to have a low fixed cost. That means आपका break even जल्दी हो जाएगा. So you can open a nursery school. Or if you don't want to play with that much investment, go for a digital school. Digital school you can open with a laptop, no salary, no property, no rental, nothing. You can open a digital school. So number one thing is, first choose the model of schooling that you are comfortable with as per your budget. So then the question now, are you all clear with this? Yes or no? Are you all clear? Do you understand what I'm saying? Is this clear? Is this making sense to you? Yes? Yeah? Thank you for that. question is, ये तो school start होने के लिए हो गया. How do you know? The bigger question is, how do you know with whatever money you have, जितना पैसा आपके पास है, will you be successful with that money? With whatever you're doing, are you on the right track? Because I'm not interacting one-on-one with you. Every location, city is different. How do you know that you are making the right decision? आपका school चले. Let me help you with that as well. Let me help you with that. Number one, what I want to do is, right now you got an idea, 4-5 lakh रुपए plus day school at least minimum चाहिए. Metro towns, 10 lakh rupees. Because metro towns you need to put in ACs and facilities will be better in metro towns. Parents' expectations are better. Similarly for primary school, metro town would be 20 lakh, rural area 10 lakh. Day school 1 crore plus land. तो 10 plus 2 is 1 crore plus land at least. अब idea हो गया आपको कि मुझे ये वाला school मेरे budget में आ गया. This is the kind of school I'm thinking, right? Now how do you know you're on the right track? Step number 1. Please go to the Facebook pictures, go to the Facebook pages of your competition. Wherever you go to open a school, जहाँ भी आप school खोलने जा रहे हैं, वहाँ पर schools के Facebook, अपना competition के Facebook pages पे जाके देखिए. Look at their Facebook pictures. Look at their website. And ask yourself one question, very honestly, दिल पे हाथ रख के पूछो. With the money that I have, can I set up something better than this? Something better than this. If the answer is no, then I'll tell you. If the answer is yes, then brilliant. You're on the right track. बिल्कुल ठीक है. Go ahead from my side. You will make it. हो जाएगा, चल जाएगा स्कूल आपका. If the answer is no, कि मेरे पास उतना पैसा नहीं है, इतना अच्छा स्कूल नहीं बना पाऊंगा कंपटीशन जैसा, then you have two options. One, you change your model from 10 plus 2 to नीचे downgrade कर लीजिए मॉडल को. क्या फर्क पड़ता है? नेक्स्ट ईयर फिर वापस आ जाना. Don't be fixated कि मुझे प्राइमरी स्कूल ही खोलना है सर, मुझे प्ले स्कूल ही खोलना है. अरे बाबा रुक जाओ, पहले make it be successful, get it in the sector, make yourself successful at one level down, next year upgrade yourself. जल्दी क्या है? So one is you can change the model. The second option is you can change your location from metro to city, city to suburban, suburban to rural. Because as you go out in the outskirts, parents' expectations are less. And parents' expectations are less, that means with less investment, you can create that bigger wow factor amongst parents with less investment. Write down boom in the chat box if you are clearer now with the kind of investment strategy. Write down boom if you feel this is making sense. Boom. Ugradev, Lakveer, Vinod, thank you. Faiza, Rohan, thank you for that. Thank you everybody else. Good. See, why did I tell you this? Why is better important? The question that is कि मैंने better क्यों मांगा आपसे? कि you should be a better school than everybody else. Why? Let me explain this concept to you. And this will work for anything you do in life. Okay, how many of to understand this concept of why do you have to, why can't I open a similar school? Right? जैसा school है, मैं वैसा school खोल दूंगा तो क्या होगा? Let me explain this important concept because this is a big mistake school entrepreneurs make. See, okay, first to understand this, let me ask you a question, everybody. How many of you feel कि मेरे एरिया में बहुत competition है? There's lots of competition, lots of schools there. Right on LC. If one of the things that's getting doubts in your mind, if I open a school, चल पाएगा ना? चलिए पहले बहुत सारे school हैं. Write down LC in the chat box. Lots of competition. How many of you feel there's lots of competition and that's one of your concerns? कि क्या मैं existing competition को beat कर पाऊंगा या नहीं? Will I be able to beat that? Write down LC in the chat box. Right? Lots of you feel that, right? So a lot of you feel there's a lot of competition in the market today because schools are everywhere. School तो हर जगह ही है. Write down LC in the chat box if you want me to address this. Okay. Some of you said LC. Some of you have not mentioned that anything. So यानी बाकियों को लगता है नहीं competition नहीं है. Come on, everybody. See, when you interact with me today, you will take back much more from the session. आप interact करते हो ना, आप मेरे लिए नहीं करते हो. मुझे मालूम है answer LC है, right? It's for yourself. आप भूलेंगे नहीं. That's what I want for you. See, otherwise, if you spend 2 hours with me today, right, up to 90 minutes more, and you forget everything after 1 week, so ये 90 minutes भी waste हुए ना. So right now, so brilliant. Thank you for that. So when you interact, you memorize everything. You not have to remember. It becomes second nature to you. If you think I'm making making sense. If you think I'm talking from my experience, because this is what I do. मैं 30 साल से यही कर रहा हूँ, helping entrepreneurs run successful schools. I'm giving you these things which you not find this on a YouTube video. I have a YouTube channel. ये चीजें नहीं मिलेंगी. Writing a book, you won't get this in this. This is something which comes from the heart. और ये दिल से दिल को समझ आता है कि हाँ ये बात ठीक है. Brilliant. So if you feel there's lots of competition, can I prove it to you? If you follow my instant success formula, instant school success formula, there will be no competition for you. Would you like that? Write down BIO. Bring it on. Write down. Bring it on. Do you want to have a formula through which, if you follow my formula, you will have no competition at all? Right? Thank you for that. Okay. Then let me prove it to you. With my formula, there is no competition for you. I'm opening one school every week. हर हफ्ते एक स्कूल खोल रहा हूँ. Don't you think where I'm opening there are schools? There are schools everywhere. All right. So let me bring it on to you. So let's take the example of the mother who's very happy. Example लेते हैं Lenika who's very satisfied with her child's school. If you go up to a mother who's very happy with her child's school and you go up to her and say, "Excuse me, ma'am," and she's very happy, उसका बच्चा she's बहुत खुश है अपने बच्चे के स्कूल से. But if you go up to her and say, "Ma'am, would you be interested in knowing about a better school for your child?" Will she say A? No. Or B? Now, yes, tell me. A or B? What do you think? So I'm taking the most difficult case study. The parent is satisfied with the child. If you go up to her and say, "Would you be interested in knowing, excuse me, ma'am, would you be interested in knowing what a better school for your child?" Will she say, No, I'm very happy. A. Option number A. Option number B is, tell me, what do you have to say? B. Right? All of you said B? Yes. Okay, now let's change the question. The question is, you go up to the lady and say, "Ma'am, would you be interested in knowing about a school for your child?" She'll say, "No, I'm already very happy with the child's school. Thank you so much." So, what is the difference between the two questions that I asked? What is the difference between the two questions that I asked? What is that one word which was दोनों questions में एक ही word का difference था? So बहुत interactive तो होगा ही ना, स्कूल वाले हैं, बच्चे interact. If children are not, we don't interact. If I don't teach my teachers to be interactive, what's the one word? Yes, Ugradev. What else? Shweta. Yes. Who else? Notice that one word. दोनों questions में एक word का difference था. Would you be interested in knowing about a better school for your child, or would you be interested in knowing about a school for your child? What's the word? Come on, everyone, write down. Answer मुझे मालूम है. It's not that I'm trying to learn from you. I'm just telling you, write it down so you won't forget it. What's that one word which is the difference between these two sentences that I have? Better. That means the most satisfied mother with her current school wants to know about your school right now. सबसे satisfied mother also said कि हाँ बताओ, मैं सुनना चाहती हूँ. There is a market for your school. If underline कर लो. Underline this. You have to open a, yes everybody, correct, a better school. So that means, see again same, let's go back to the same point. Your aim is not to open a school. If it is to open a school, then open another school. Would you be successful? No. Because there's competition. She doesn't want to know about your school. पहले ही मेरा बच्चा स्कूल जा रहा है, मुझे नहीं सुनना एक और school. But if you open a better school, there is actually no competition. So that's what I'm trying to push you today. That your investment should be in a way that you open a better school than what is already there. The biggest mistake entrepreneurs make is another one. The big huge mistake is people say, "Sir, I don't know how better के लिए तो investment लगेगा. Let me open a cheaper school. Let me go low cost." Right? पैसा कम है सर, मैं low cost school बोलूँगा. Do not make that mistake. 95% of new schools, they do that. वो फिर low cost school बना लेते हैं. And low cost school is not a sustainable strategy. Because for business, there are only two ways to beat the competition. Either you are better or you are cheaper. और तीसरा कोई strategy नहीं है. कोई strategy नहीं है. पूरा दुनिया का business में all the knowledge of business is एक तरफ बस basic of entrepreneurship, either you become better or you become cheaper. No third strategy works. Let me be clear with this. So but people why they go low cost? Because of पैसा कम होता है. But आपके पास अगर पैसा कम है, please model change कर दो. But whichever model you go to, be the better strategy. And let me explain why low cost is actually suicide. The problem with low cost is school of different kinds. The running cost for all the schools is almost the same. Rent same, salaries same, market salaries देंगे आप. Electricity bill same. No one's giving you discount. Oh, you're a low cost school. आपको discount देंगे. No one's doing that. No one's giving you a discount. Facebook's not giving you a discount because oh, you're a low cost school. So your running cost of almost all the schools in an area is almost similar. Yes, in a low cost school you will hire cheaper staff. Maybe थोड़ा सा 1000-2000 रुपए का फर्क पड़ेगा per teacher. Maybe your property might be a bit smaller. That's it. ज़्यादा फर्क नहीं. So the running cost. Understand this important concept. The running cost of all kind of schools is almost the same. Almost the same. So, but that is where every 95% of people try and go there. And when you're a new player, आप एक नए player है in market में, your existing competition can easily beat you. They know the market. जो existing players हैं, आपको area मालूम है, they know the parents, they know how to advertise, they already have the numbers. So if you try and say कि I'll go low cost, you will be crushed. And if you say, oh, but I'll be low cost and I'll give more, it's not possible. You can't charge less and give more. It's not sustainable. Airtel और Jio में competition हुआ, price कम करते करते rise. If we try and continue at this, both of us will go out of business and prices start going up again. Even Mukesh Ambani को price बढ़ाना पड़ गया because sustainable नहीं है और मैं और आप तो Mukesh Ambani नहीं है. Unlimited resources नहीं है. So please understand this concept. आपको low cost school नहीं बनना है. बनना क्या है? Whichever model you choose, become the king of that territory. So either you change your model or you change the area, location. या तो आप school का model को change कर दिए, दोनों strategies हैं आपके पास. It's like saying competition. देखो आपका aim open नहीं है, खेलना है, जीतना है. So it's like saying everybody is playing cards, सब ताश खेल रहे हैं. आप उस room में enter करते हैं casino में. Everybody's cards are exposed. आपके competition cards exposed हैं. Because what are they offering? The facilities, their pictures, their infrastructure, what they are charging. वो भी exposed है. You are now a new player. आप वहाँ क्यों खेलोगे जहाँ आप हारने वाले हो? You should decide to play where you will win, right? And you can see it. So if you are seeing that you're going to lose, why will you open a school that don't make that mistake by being lazy because oh it's near my house? So what? You're going to lose money. It's an embarrassment. So आपको वहाँ स्कूल खोलना है जहाँ पर आप successful होंगे. Look around. Choose the table where you know your cards are hidden. आपके पास है. What are you going to offer? What are you going to charge? That's your thing. Because parents are not looking for the cheapest school. Please understand. Nobody looks for the cheapest school. You're not wearing the cheapest clothes. You are wearing what you feel is value for money. Parents don't want the cheapest school. Cheapest school तो government school है ना, आपके पास क्यों आ रहे हैं? They want value for money. So your value for money is what are you going to offer? What are you going to charge? If you know your value for money is better than this person, then you decide to play in that market and with that model. अगर नहीं आपके अंदर capability है value create करने की, value for money create करने की, वहाँ मत जाइए. Are you all clear with this? Write a boom in the chat box if you are all clear with this strategy, because this will not only for school, for any business, anything you do in life, please use this, understand this. This will work for you. There is nothing where I'm trying to share from complete experience. So how do you create that infrastructure? Because why is infrastructure important? Now the question is, sir, ज़रूरी क्यों है better बनाना infrastructure? Why? Do the walls teach? No, walls don't teach. I understand. Then why I'm asking you for investment in better school in terms of photographs, in infrastructure? Why? Because when people come to my school, when parents come to my school, and this is how my school looks. This is the activity area. So if it's a nursery school, school a drawing dining room, we convert that into an area like this. So when parents come to my school, what they see is, wow, this is the reaction. खुद को भी अच्छा लगता है parents saying, oh wow. Parents give one of two reactions. One, they say, I wish I was a child. काश हम भी बच्चे होते. हमारे टाइम में ऐसे स्कूल क्यों नहीं थे? This is the emotion that you want. Because when you get this emotion, this is again a picture from my school. When you get this emotion from parents, wow, this is telling them that this tells you that your investment is on the right track. So parents का दो ही reaction होगा. When you open your school, you'll have two kinds of reactions. पूरे industry में. One, this one, wow, ऐसा school देखा ही नहीं. But this is telling the parents that you are not compromised till now. ये wow बना रहे हो, आगे भी wow होगा. Teachers भी wow होंगे. The curriculum will also be wow. This reaction tells a parent that you are on this path. Wow. The other path is you set up a school which looks like any other school. वैसा रहता है जैसे बाकी सारे स्कूल लगते हैं. And parents thinking, ये तो वैसे स्कूल है. You know what parents will think? What they'll say, tell you, अच्छा बताओ डिस्काउंट कितना दोगे? Because you are a potato. आप आलू बन गए हो. When you go to the market to buy potatoes, there are 5 people selling potatoes and they all look the same. What do? You buy the cheapest potatoes. Do not become a potato. Become that wow store. Because as I said, if I'm buying potatoes, I'll go for the cheapest one. That's my right as a customer. And that's what every parent will. Then parents and schools complain, sir, but हमारे एरिया में सर बहुत पेरेंट्स डिस्काउंट मांगते हैं. जब मैं पूछते हैं अच्छा ठीक है, सर आप आलू है. लेकिन what do you mean सर आप आलू है, ये क्या मतलब हुआ? Because you become a potato. डिस्काउंट क्यों मांगता है? because मुझे डिफरेंस नहीं मालूम ना. I'm not. Schools complain about कि हमारी population खराब है. सर population खराब नहीं है. ये human behavior है. If I am flying on 3 airlines, it's a premium airline, and all of them are very similar. Very similar. So maybe Indigo, Vistara, or Good Airlines. तो मैं cheapest ticket लूँगा ना मैं. उसमें फर्क नहीं पड़ता है. It's human behavior. So please, and if you say that your only if you don't, either you go down power route, जो मेरा route है, instance formula जो मैंने बनाया है, power route create करता है. जो दूसरा route है उसमें क्या होता है? Because if you say I'll be cheap and I'll be best, it cannot be done. That's not a strategy to choose. If you start giving discount, then your strategy is either you say no discount, then go to the cheapest person. If you say yes to discount, then चलो एक और बच्चा तो आने दो, पैसा तो आ रहा है ना. You take admission, what's going to happen? With less fees, you want to give low quality. You cannot hire the best of teachers, give the best of curriculum, charge less. नहीं हो पाएगा. You will drive yourself out of business. कहीं कीमत ही नहीं पहुंचोगे. That's the reason why schools. So they have two strategies. पैसा खत्म हो रहा है. Either now I have to cut down my salary cost, or I keep pumping money. This is an example of one of the reasons why schools close. Don't let that happen. Be the best. That's the thing. Next day, once you've done that upgrade, कर लेना ना. How many of you feel I enjoyed this session and write a note in the chat box? This is good.
पोल में उठिया क्या? पोल मैंने खंबा में उठिया क्या?
That there are only two
हाँ जोगाजोग करे कि नहीं सारी?
कहाँ?
कोई इलेक्ट्रिक के पास में जोगाजोग करने को? अभी पानी के लिए कोनो इलेक्ट्रिक बंद रहेगा. हाँ तो फिर भी तो 3 ठो का दाम 1000 रुपया का 3 ठो 2 ठो 1 ठो कोड़ा 2 ठो तावा. वो सब किसी दरकार नहीं. नहीं हमरा बोला है हम दामी जिनिस बोल के रखे ढली वाला जिनिस खूब दामी. अच्छा सुनो तो हम लेके आए बड़ा बॉम्बे टुपे है. बॉम्बे टुपे भी लेके आए जैसे तेरा मामा को लाने गए थे हम लेके आए. और बाकी कोड़ा का लक्षण है कोड़ा में लोग 30 ताबा जी कमीशन हो ताबा दरकार का गिरता हुआ ये ताबा ठीक है तो 40 रुपए का ठीक है लकड़ी का ये करके खाप के बना के डिसाइड कर दे तो
ordinary and extraordinary is just a little extra. The problem is most people don't make an extra investment. And because of that, schools keep closing down.
तो खोल दे क्या? वो फिर खोल दो तुम खोलो ना क्या खोलोगे? खोल दो कितना जला देगा नहीं देगा लाख खुला है तो.
Because they just want to sell their franchise. And I see it, I said this, and when I see the property, when I see that kind of investment, I know the school will not work. और स्कूल बंद हो जाता है after some time. People think this school model में यहाँ हमारे यहाँ चलता नहीं है. Because you're doing it wrong. आप गलत करोगे, misguide होगे. People are misleading you because उनको franchise देना है आपको. That's wrong. Do it with the right model. That's why we, for example, Shamrock and Shamford, I have franchise models from maybe 2 lakh rupees to 50 lakh rupees. हर तरह के model है हमारे पास. Even 25,000 rupees का भी franchise model है.
we have something for every budget. हम लोग ये नहीं कहते आपको यही लेना है, हम कहते हैं अच्छा आपके हिसाब से ये वाला मॉडल आपके लिए ठीक रहेगा, and then once you start making money आप next level पे चले जाना. That's the right way to approach. See, always when you're going to be running your school, please always have the same thought of trying to help the parents. When your intent is कि मैं इस बच्चे का फायदा करा सकता हूँ, that's why I want you. That's a very different thought from मुझे इस parent से पैसा चाहिए. This is very different, and people can see your intent. And if you in your heart know you cannot help this family, ये बच्चा आपके अंदर नहीं कामयाब हो सकता, उसको नहीं फल फूल सकता, तो please put them in the right direction. वो सही जगह भेजिए. What people do is इंडिया में बहुत प्रॉब्लम आ रहा है कि we tend to be greedy. यार पैसा देना ले लो, बाद में वही पेरेंट आप परेशान होंगे, पेरेंट परेशान होगा. Okay, let's come down to now the kind of schools that are there. Let's contact. So let's talk about first. Good. So lots of learning going on. Play school के लिए play school, Montessori school, preschool सब एक ही words हैं. These are about 2 से 5 साल के बच्चों के लिए बात कर रहे हैं. Investment about, as I said, 5-7 लाख से start हो जाती है, 4 लाख रुपए भी करते हैं rural area में. But the location should be on the ground floor. Why ground floor? Why should a nursery school be on the ground floor? Can somebody answer in the chat? Ground floor पे क्यों होना चाहिए nursery school? 3 bedroom, 2000 square feet is good enough. 3 bedroom is good enough. छोटे में नहीं चलता, parents are not happy. खोल तो लोगे, but it's not be successful. If you want to know why it was smaller property, you can ask in the Q&A. मैं session के end पे answer कर दूँगा. Why 3 bedroom? Why is 3 bedroom? But let me tell you, why ground floor? Safety. What makes ground floor safe? Okay, चलो मैं change करता हूँ. What stairs? Ugradev, brilliant answer. Thank you for that. Stairs make parents uncomfortable. सीढ़ियों की वजह से बच्चा गिर सकता है. You can have ground floor plus first floor. आप बॉम्बे से हैं, ground floor is totally commercialized. You can be on the first floor provided आपका competition भी first floor पे हो. आप पार्क स्ट्रीट एरिया में खोल रहे हैं, चांदनी चौक में खोल रहे हैं, अमृतसर में ओल्ड सिटी, somebody from अमृतसर में ओल्ड सिटी में, because शहर में सारे कमर्शियल है, तो वहां पर आपको फर्स्ट फ्लोर में ही खोलना पड़ेगा, क्योंकि जगह नहीं मिलेगी ग्राउंड फ्लोर पे. But check that the competition is also on the upper floors, then it's fine. Otherwise, stick to the ground floor. For primary school, you should have about 8 to 10 rooms are required in a primary school, about 5,000 square feet. It can be on multiple floors पे आप school खोल सकते हैं. And but a few things to know, a few things to understand. One mistake people make, they say, sir, I have 10 rooms. 10 room है sir, 10 classes start करें. No. Number of rooms should not equal number of classrooms. क्यों नहीं? Sir 10 कमरे हैं, so I should start 10 classes. You know, KG, nursery, first, second, third, fourth. No. If you want to open a school, then my answer is yes. If you want to run a successful school, then the answer is no. That's why I'm saying, दोनों में difference है. The answer changes. Why? How does it make a difference? Because understand this, everybody, pay attention. Note कर लीजिएगा, करना है तो. Classrooms do not impress parents. When you show parents classrooms, parents are not impressed. Let me give you an example देता हूँ. आप रेस्टोरेंट में गए, आपने पूछा रेस्टोरेंट मैनेजर से, सर मैं यहाँ क्यों खाऊं खाना आपके पास? वो कहे सर बहुत सारे टेबल्स कुर्सियां कितनी है, बैठने की बहुत जगह है सर. बैठने की जगह उससे मैं यहाँ क्यों खाऊं, मुझे तो एक चेयर पे बैठना है ना. So parents are also thinking that when you show them classroom, they are thinking, but my child sits on only one chair. Why do I care how many classrooms you have? So classrooms do not impress parents. Then the question automatically you're asking is, but Amol sir, what impresses parents? I'll tell you what impresses parents. Parents are impressed by activity rooms. What are activity rooms? You want to know that? Can somebody share what are activity rooms? Okay, let me share that. Then what are activity rooms? Activity rooms are art room, activity room, library, robotics lab, craft room, science lab, math lab, craft room, computer lab. These are activity areas. When you show parents these facilities, these tell parents that the child will learn beyond the classroom. Classroom के अलावा भी बच्चा सीखेगा. Yes. So activity rooms impress parents and not classrooms. But should you convert, if you have 10 rooms in your primary school, should you convert all your 10 rooms into classrooms? Because 10 room hai, 10, मैंने आपको list दिया 10 rooms का. Should you make all your classrooms into activity rooms? No. See, classrooms increase capacity. Classrooms do not impress parents, but they increase the capacity. जितने classrooms हो उतने बच्चे ले पाएंगे आप. Remember this rule. Remember one formula which I don't want you to forget, which is called 80-20. 80-20. When you design your school, आप कोई भी school बनाएंगे, this should be your thumb rule. 80-20. 80% classrooms, 20% activity rooms. If you make a 10+2 school with 3-4 sections, so 50 rooms, again, or 10 activity labs like physics lab, maths lab, biology lab. So what? 10 labs, 40 classrooms, 80-20. If you open up a play school, 3 bedroom khol rahe, 3 bedrooms become 3 classrooms. The living area, drawing common area of the drawing dining area, that becomes your multi-purpose activity area. 80-20. If you open up primary school, you have 10 rooms. You have a list of 10 activity rooms. Kya karo? Make 2 of them into multi-purpose activity rooms. So one room jo khali hai, empty hai, you can use that as your music room, dance room, art room. The room that has furniture, that can be your robotics lab, computer lab, library. So 80-20 is the thumb rule for designing a school. So what you need to create is multi-purpose activity rooms when you're opening a primary school. Because when you tell parents, your child will learn with us beyond the classroom, this is what impresses parents. This tells the parents that the child will learn beyond the classrooms. So this is very, very important. Don't make that mistake of either converting all your rooms into classrooms or all your rooms into activity rooms. वो भी नहीं करना. Multi-purpose rooms बना लीजिए, but follow the formula of what's the number? Who remembers a number? I showed this number. Come on. Who remembers a number? Uttadev again. What fast is internet connection आपका? 80-20 Faiza, thank you for that. 80-20 is a formula to get this reaction from parents. Don't forget this. Also, okay, one more thing in primary school, 2 more things. One, for primary schools all over the country, you need to get the recognition done from the Department of Education. आपको Department of Education से recognition लेना होता है. That's a standard rule. Also, your school has to be run. अगर आपका class 1 onwards, you are running a school from class 1 onwards, you have to run your school as either a non-profit company, बहुत कम लोग करते हैं, or a trust or a society. Trust or a society is the major type of school ownership. So you have to run a school under a trust or a society. The thing that people don't know is that both are very different. If you ask your CA, chartered accountant, he'll say, I can register both. Trust, so tell me what you want, I'll get it registered. But that's not the right way. What is cheaper or what is easier? You have to choose between trust or a society based on what makes sense for you. For different profiles, for different kind of people, they should go in for a different kind of ownership, trust or a society. Choose the right one. Ask somebody with experience about what is the right decision and choose the right one. Number 1, that is step number 1. Don't make a mistake. I do a workshop and people have attended on the subject और उनका trust था, उन्हें cancel कर दिया. Society थे और cancel करते, they again registered the trust because they lied, they had done the wrong. And once you set up your trust society, you can't change it. So please make the right decision. That's number 1. Number 2, when you have a society, you have to have 7 members. 7 लोग डालने पड़ते हैं society के अंदर. Or when you go for a trust also, when you go to CBSE, they will ask for a non-proprietary trust. They'll ask for a trust which is non-proprietary. यानी कि ऐसा करना चाहिए कि बहुत लोगों ने मिलके trust खोला है. Not from the same family. यानी कि you have to put outsiders' name. That means you have to put outsiders' names in your trust society. Which is okay, right? You will put names of people who you trust, your near and dear ones, your cousins, your friends, who you trust, right? But that's again a big mistake. So many times I've seen that a school picks up, आपने investment किया, After some years, the school is doing well. The outsiders, they come together, and because they have more number of seats, so you can have only two members from the same family in a society or a trust. And outsiders are more, they can take over a school. And there are so many schools in the industry right now who are doing so well, very popular schools. But the people who set up the school, who invested, put in their hard work, their sweat into making it successful today, no longer control the school. They are fighting legal cases, but they have lost. They keep losing those cases. So don't let that happen to you. ऐसा मत होने दीजिए. 3 steps करेंगे आप, तो आप अपनी trust और society को जिंदगी भर के लिए protect कर सकते हैं. And for future generations as well. कि बाहर वाले जो आएंगे, if you put some outsiders name, they cannot take a claim over your school ever. 3-step process है. Please ask people with experience on how you can do it, and you will save lakhs of rupees and years of court cases. But अगर आप नहीं करेंगे, if you make the wrong decision between first trust or society or how do you protect it? बिना protection के करेंगे, बिना protection के आप बिना mask के आप बाहर घूमेंगे, बिना helmet के स्कूटर चलाएंगे, तो risk हो जाएगा. तो पहले से पूछ लीजिए. The problem is no one is guiding people on how to save themselves. All right, let's talk to 10+2 school. You have to choose which board: national board, CBSE, ICSE, international board. CBSE requires about 1.5 acres generally. With exceptions हैं. Okay, let's do this one thing. If you want to know the approvals, आपके state के लिए कौन से approvals चाहिए होते हैं, जानना चाहेंगे आप? So rather than me starting with J&K, Ladakh, then Himachal for play schools, for primary schools, can you go to the Q&A? Q&A में जाइए. Q&A, can you see the Q&A button? Please write down your state name, your mobile number, and what kind of school do you want to open. Tomorrow is Friday. My managers will call you up and explain to you that. And if you're interested in the franchise as well of Shamrock and Shamford, if you think I can help you become successful, write down franchise also in the words. They'll give you the franchise details as well. So if you tell me, so go to the Q&A, because अगर एक करके मैं सारी states cover करूँगा बहुत time लग जाएगा. So just go to the Q&A, put your name, state name, and mobile number, and my managers will call you tomorrow and give you the understanding of what it takes. So quickly, if you don't put your state name, phone nahi aayega. So the same question, just do it. So this will be easier. Not in the chats, please. कोई लोग chat में लिख रहे हैं, chat में मत लिखिए तब तक. Also remember to subscribe to the Telegram group. Satyaraj Shukla, not here, chat में नहीं, वहाँ पर Q&A में. Galaxy A7, Mubarak, बोला प्लीज आ डालिए. Q&A ओपन नहीं है. नहीं हो रहा है. बहुत लोगों ने लिखा है. I've seen people are something, a lot of people. Abhay means आपने phone number डाला. Galaxy J7, no phone number. Chetali, you just mentioned Gujarat. J7 said Odisha. Okay, Amrita from Lucknow. Okay, Shweta also from Lucknow, from UP. Okay, yes. Dr. Prashant, आपने नाम डाल दिया. मैं कहाँ खोलना है आपको? If you don't tell me which, okay, प्रशांत आपने नंबर डाल दिया. Please put in the same message. दोबारा कर दीजिए if you're not sure. कुछ लोग chat में दिख रहे हैं. Chat वालों को phone नहीं आएगा, बता रहा हूँ आप लोगों को. Because chats ना scroll कर जाते हैं. Because मैं बहुत questions पूछता हूँ. So now let me ask you everybody. Let me ask you a question. Can I ask you a question? Now that you've got clarity on investments and what kind of school are you planning to open? Can you write down the poll? What kind of school? I just opened a poll window. देखो दिख रहा है, pop up किया होगा. Play school, primary school, 10+2. Let's see what kind of. Because now you've got clarity. कुछ clarity आया होगा पहले से, right? जो आप session में आए हो. Because अभी बहुत कुछ cover करना है. We will talk about how to find the right location. अभी COVID का impact भी बात करेंगे. Meanwhile, first we'll go back to this. But first, come on. Let me know what kind of school do you want to open. कुछ लोग अभी लिख नहीं रहे हैं. क्यों? ऐसा क्यों? So come on, let me know what kind of school do you want. But I'll share the results. It's interesting. Shoaib, question Q&A में please. Q&A में Shoaib, recognition कैसे नहीं आता है? Let me tell you, different states के लिए. Okay, let me end the poll. Some people have voted. Thank you, those of you who voted. Okay, 34% said play school, 40% said primary school, 17% said middle school, yeah, 9% said 10+2. Brilliant, good. Just wanted to know, yeah, कहाँ पहुंचे based on what we discussed. What do you see? What do you feel is doable, achievable क्या है with your investment? Okay, then can I ask you one question? One question I want to ask you. How long have you been thinking of opening a school? कब से सोच रहे हो स्कूल खोलने का? Middle school, Rohan, class 8, primary 5th. कब से सोच रहे हो? And as expected, first answer comes from Ugradev Thakur. How long have you been thinking of opening a school? Write down chat में क्या सोच रहे हो? 5 years, 10 years, 15 years. Eight years. 8 साल से सोच रहे हैं आप. Okay, then the next question is, ठीक है, तो खोला क्यों नहीं है? Why haven't you opened it so far? Alka, you're running the school, okay? Those of Alka के अलावा बाकी लोग, जो लोग 20 साल से 20 years, let me. Those of you, Poonam, can you change your chat settings? Shoaib, Zaidi, change your chat settings.
ऑन नहीं तो कैमरा ऑन नहीं तो
नहीं
Ramchal, Shweta, please change your chat settings to everyone. You're chatting with the host and panelists. मतलब मैं ही देख पा रहा हूँ. Rohan Roy, who was Roy, Manjar Hussain, Shoaib Zaidi, Vivo 1920. Please change your chat settings to everyone. स्कूल खोला क्यों नहीं है? Okay, come on, write it down. Money. हो गए 5 साल हो गए 6 साल हो गए. You're grown up, right? You're an adult. आप मर्जी के मालिक हैं. आपको भूख लगेगी, आप अभी जाओगे कुछ बिस्किट लेके आओगे, बहुत अच्छा लग रहा है, right? You not wait for 10 years. तो अब तक खोला क्यों नहीं है? Okay, money, financial issues. Shweta says no guidelines. Shweta, change your chat settings. डर के कारण अब सुन. डर क्यों है? Lack of knowledge. कैसे compete करें, कैसे survive करेंगे? So lack of knowledge, lack of money. कोरोना आ गया, right? तो उसकी वजह से नहीं हो पाया. So things beyond your control. So lack of money, lack of knowledge. What else? Come on. I have no idea. So both, yeah. Lack of knowledge. Anything else? Then lack of, no one to motivate us. ठीक है, चलो. So okay, everybody. Back. If I can remove these 3 obstacles, अगर मैं ये तीनों चीजें अभी हटा दूं, which ones? Let me see. Let me open this. If I can remove these 3 problems in front of you, abhi, lack of money, this one, lack of knowledge, which is fear, right? So lack of money, lack of knowledge. So lack of money, lack of knowledge, and lack of motivation. Will you be interested? अगर मैं तीनों चीजें हटा दूं, आपके आगे से, these are your why nots. Sarika, competition means your worry is how do I beat the competition. You don't have the knowledge on how to beat the competition. If I can remove this, will you be able to take action and start moving towards opening your own school? Yes or no? अगर मैं ये तीनों चीजें अभी हटा दूं आपके आगे से, then you realize what are these? These are your why nots. Session के beginning में we asked this question, right? I asked this question to all of you. Why do you want to open a school? You all give your answer. Why you want to open a school? Sir, for this reason, good. Brilliant. Then I said that why haven't you opened a school so far? If I can remove, all of you, write down yes in the chat box if you feel that if I can remove this, and because see, this is what's happening. Schools are now reopening. अब time आ गया है action लेने का to fulfill your due. But ये 3 चीजें आपको रोक रही हैं. Money, knowledge, motivation. I'm going to remove this right now so that you can start taking action and move towards your dream school. This was an application called Telegram. So subscribe to my Telegram channel if you want to receive updates like this. Kab schools khul rahe, kya ho rahe. Let me give you the link once again. Just give me a second. So definitely everybody says yes. Definitely, I've opened a school, but चल नहीं रहा ठीक से. Yeah, see, if you open a school, वही ना. If you decide to drive a car without learning, तो क्या होगा? You know it. So you have, and there is no training. I don't blame you. People say, sir, I wish I had attended your workshop before starting my school. चलो जब जागे तब सवेरा, right? And of course, COVID आया तो ये webinars होने शुरू हो गए. Otherwise, maybe हम शायद नहीं मिलते, right? So जो होता है, right? अच्छे के लिए होते हैं. All right. So now all of you are ready. So those of you, okay. But people say, but sir, but I don't have the money. पैसा ही नहीं है, मैं कैसे खोलूं? Those of you say, okay, you saying, sir, I've been wanting to open a school for 10 years. लेकिन पैसा नहीं है, क्या करूं? ऐसा होगा तो मैं पक्का खोलूंगा, right? Some of you are saying money. So if you have been saying, I've been wanting to open a school for 5 years, but पैसा नहीं इसलिए 5 साल से स्कूल नहीं खोला. What is your plan now? आगे क्या plan है? कि 10 साल बाद भी यही plan है ना? बैठे लोगे interested. See, there are two. आपके you've been interested in opening a school. It's taking up your brain space. Interested हो. Interested होने से कुछ नहीं होता. If I'm interested to be a cricketer, what does it mean? It means nothing for the world outside. So you've been interested in opening a school. Today, you will not get a more powerful, motivating session than this about opening a school. आज के बाद decide करो, या तो drop the idea of a school या take action. Today just आर पार हो जाओ. अब schools खुल रहे हैं, schools पूरे इंडिया में खुल रहे हैं. या तो start taking action, या drop the idea से मुझे खोलना ही नहीं है, and use that space for something where you will start taking action. Otherwise क्या होगा? 5 years, nothing has changed. You will come in a webinar after 10 years. Sir, last time also you asked the same question. But now it's 15 years, I've not done anything. If you say that paisa nahi hai, please understand this. The world has money. People are buying Honda cities. In less than a Honda city, you will open a school. People are going on holidays. People are buying